5 talking points as Chelsea battled to a point after James' red card at Liverpool. Liverpool huffed and puffed, but were unable to find the crucial winning goal as a resilient Chelsea escaped Anfield with a point. For the first half, the Blues looked to be a good bet for all three after Kai Havertz had sensationally given them the lead. Thomas Tuchel's side had won 2 from 2 and played like a team full of confidence, but a red card for Reece James on the stroke of halftime changed all that. He was dismissed for a deliberate handball and Mohamed Salah dispatched the subsequent penalty with ease to level the contest. The hosts then pilled on the pressure in the second half, forcing Edouard Mendy into several smart saves. Chelsea though dug in and began growing in belief and ambition despite their man disadvantage. Neither side could find a winning goal, however, and the points were shared. Here are 5 talking points from Merseyside. James tried to protest his innocence, but he could have no defense. His Chelsea teammates were incensed by Taylor's decision, which came after he was advised to consult the VAR monitor. The Blues wing-back attempted to block an attempt on the line, and he so nearly did. The laws, which counted against Chelsea in the FA Cup final, state that a ball which ricochets up to the arm or hand is not deemed to be handball. However, it was James' second swipe with the right arm on the line that counted against him and rightly saw him dismissed. A goal and a red card is a harsh price to pay for such a marginal decision, but that is the harsh reality and one Chelsea will live to regret. Many of us were looking to see who would be the first to lay down a marker. For 46 minutes it looked to be Chelsea. They calmed the Anfield crowd before asserting their dominance on proceedings. Havertz's goal gave them a deserved lead, and their defensive solidity was going to make overturning the scoreline a tough task for Liverpool. But the red card, absolutely the right decision, changed all that. It meant that Chelsea, that came out in the second half, were certainly not the same side who had bossed the opening half, for the most part at least. A point suddenly became a lot more attractive, whilst Liverpool sought all three, and the second half was then a product of the circumstances. It leaves us all wondering whether Chelsea are the real deal they look to be. Time will surely tell. Klopp took issue with the manner in which Burnley conducted themselves at Anfield last weekend. 24 hours later, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer claimed football must not be allowed to turn into rugby as he bemoaned some of the officials' decisions. But there seems to have been a real shift in the way referee perceive the niggly little fouls that are often bought by players. Whether it's to stem the counter or break up play, players have made a habit of going down at the first opportunity. At Anfield though, the man in the middle, Taylor, continued the current trend, which is to allow a bit more physicality. The game is so much better for it, said Gary Neville on commentary. The only question now, as with all of the new initiatives implemented by referees, is whether it's here to stay. The German struggled in his first season in England, but there were signs as the year developed that he was finding his feet. A winner in the Champions League final will have done wonders for his confidence, and just 3 games into the current campaign he already looks to have gone up a level. Havertz will not be remembered for his heading ability, but it speaks volumes for his all-round quality that he knotted home the game's opener with such brilliance. The playmaker had Europe's finest watching him before he moved to Chelsea, and we are beginning to see why. Only James' sending off meant he was hooked at half-time, but he looks destined to improve at a rapid rate. Last season showed that Virgil van Dijk's absence was telling, and clearly those fears still exist. Returning from a lengthy injury will always lead to questions as to how well it is healed and whether it is an accident waiting to happen. The centre-half took a knock early on after going up for an aerial collision, but when he came back down he hit the deck. How to silence Anfield.